Welcome to São Luís, and here we go for my routine of landing, getting my luggage, calling an Uber, going to my place to relax a little, and later going out. Now, the excitement of visiting São Luís is really not here because I visited São Luís so many times. It's not like how it was when I visited Balneario because it was my first time visiting that city, so it was more of a thrill seek and excitement because I didn't know what to expect. Unlike there, here I know exactly where to go, where to eat. I have lots of friends here. I know places to stay or where to stay. So the thrill seek is not really here, but I'm still excited to be back in São Luís because it's been a long time, but at the same time, it's been many times. Now let's get into São Luís, which is located in the state of Maranhão. Actually, it's the capital of Maranhão, located in the northeast region of Brazil. Maranhão is considered the poorest state in the country of Brazil. Now, some sites state that it's number one, other sites state that it's number two, but regardless, it's considered a poor state in the country of Brazil. The demographics of São Luís is 42% European, 39% Native American, and 19% African descent. I would say it's more Native American than the rest of the races. And if you visited São Luís, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. Mainly because right next door to São Luís is another state, which is the state of Pará. And in that state is a city called Belém, which I have visited many times also because it's not far away. They also have a high concentration of Native Americans there as well because you're getting close to the Amazonas. Here is the Uber ride from the airport to my place of stay. And something you may not know about São Luís is that it's actually an island and it's known as Upaon-açu. And Upaon-açu means big island. Also, São Luís is known as the island of love due to its many poets and writers. It's other quick facts I would like to share about São Luís, but I don't want to say everything in one video. I want to spread them out, but I would like to talk about my first time visiting São Luís. I remember because once I arrived here, what I did was cancel my apartment, which meant that I had to rebook somewhere else. And it took me a while, so what I did to avoid getting a headache was I reserved the apartment for one day to figure it all out. Because once I landed in São Luís, due to turbulence, I already felt bad. So the owner that I got the key from, she kind of felt bad for me because she thought it was my first time visiting Brazil and that I was going to spend too much of my time in this little island of São Luís versus visiting Rio. And I had explained to her, I didn't know where to stay, so I'm going to stay here in this apartment for one day, and then from here what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably reserve somewhere else and stay the rest of the week. So she was surprised that I was staying a week in São Luís because not that many people vacation here, especially foreigners. But like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I visited São Luís so many times. Once you visit a city more than 3 times, you kind of lose track. And that's what happened to me. I have many stories to share about São Luís, but I want to keep it on the current visit right now. But I just wanted to share to you about my first time visiting São Luís. And I think I do have a video of that experience. You might want to check it out. The edits and the look of it is not going to be that great, but I think I still have it up. And during that time, I felt really sick because of turbulence, like I said. And I remember my friend, she was like, no, all you need to do is drink this, which was coconut water, and you will feel fine. And in my head I was thinking, what the fuck is she talking about? So I did it, and I don't know if it was just perfect timing, or was it really the coconut water, or was it just the presence of her. But I felt better. So I don't know if that was a quick remedy or what, but it did work. But yeah, you might want to check that video out. What I like like about this hidden gem called São Luís is the good prices on foods, cheap prices on housing, and most of all, it is the location. Once you arrive here, you're in perfect location to go to other northern cities. You can also go to Belém, which is next door. Manaus is not far. And all these prices for flights are going to be cheaper because of the region you're in, opposed to, say, if you were in Sao Paulo or in Rio. To come to São Luís, most likely you're going to lay over in Recife or Fortaleza or another city before you actually get here. Most likely it's not going to be a direct flight. But since you're here in São Luís, you can take advantage of all the northern cities of Brazil. So the location is my number one thing I like about São Luís. Also, I did mention the cheap prices on foods and housing, and it's only because of the currency exchange rate of my dollar. Believe me, inflation is in Brazil, so you will run across Brazilians talking about the high prices on foods and housing and other necessities. But because of the dollar right now, things are really, really cheap, opposed to the other cities I just visited, Balneario, Rio. Things are cheaper here in this region. So this is a reason you might want to come and check out São Luís. From the ride to my place of stay, just looking at the scenery, you probably thinking to yourself, it doesn't look that good. It looks old. It doesn't look modern. It doesn't look that pretty. And all those things are facts. They're true, but I wouldn't say that those things make up a city. It's usually the people that make the city. And the people of São Luís is different than the people in other states in Brazil. And to experience this, you have to come and see for yourself. Since I've been in this region, I have visited Manaus, Belém, and São Luís. If I had to rank them from 1 to 3, I would say that, trying to think about this, São Luís and Manaus is neck to neck at that number 1 spot, and Belém I will put at last. Not to say that Belém I didn't have a great experience, it's just that I had more fun in São Luís and Manaus compared to Belém. And I did stay in Belém for 1 week, which I think is not really a good feel of the city, and I didn't get a chance to revisit. So I would have to revisit Belém again to make this comparison complete. But for right now, I would say that Manaus and São Luís is like neck to neck at the number 1 spot, just based on my experiences. That's it. Therefore, coming to São Luís, you would have to be a real explorer, because as you see, I wouldn't say that São Luís is a very beautiful city. Just by just the look you're seeing right now, it's not very beautiful. Now, there is a beach in São Luís, but it's nothing compared to other beaches that I visited. But the good thing about the beaches here, and the waters here, is that it's close to the Amazonas. Therefore, it's lots of vegetation in the water here, which means that it's very mineral rich. So it's something different compared to other beaches in Brazil because of that. Also, the color of the water changes because of the vegetation, so that's kind of pretty neat to see that up close. But some things that I plan to do in São Luís that I didn't get a chance to do my first time visiting is get a lot of things on video. So be prepared for my upcoming videos in São Luís. Finally, at my place of stay, and if you haven't noticed by now, when in Brazil, I like staying at places near beaches if possible and with a view. So this place is just perfect, and this is not my first time staying here, so I like coming back here because of the location and the view. But what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to take me a shower, and instead of getting something to eat, I'm a nap. Because of time, I don't really have time to go out and eat and then come back, so I'm going to go ahead and just take a nap. And once I wake up, I'm going out to get something to eat. So continue watching and stay tuned for that. Upaon-açu.
Melhor.
É hambúrguer.
É.